Over in Taiwan, voters there will be heading to polls tomorrow as the world watches to elect a new president who will lead the island for the next 4 years. Our foreign affairs correspondent Bae Eun-ji has more on what's at stake and how the election will affect U.S. China relations.
Voters in Taiwan will head to polls on Saturday in an election that could put it on a collision course with China, which has long claimed the self-governed island as its territory. Beijing has kept military pressure on Taiwan in recent months, sending fighter jets, drones, and warships near the island. For the past 8 years, Taiwan has been led by current President Tsai Ing-wen, a member of the independence-leaning Democratic Progressive Party, who cannot run again because of term limits. 4 years ago, Tsai won a landslide victory, but this year, recent opinion polls show the ruling party candidate is only ahead by a narrow margin. The ruling DPP candidate William Lai Ching-te has called for voters to choose the right path to keep Taiwan's democracy strong.
China's desire to swallow up Taiwan was the country's national policy as they strive for world hegemony.
If the DPP wins, it will be making history by winning a record third straight term in power. And if that happens, China will likely increase military action around the Taiwan Strait even more, while also possibly imposing economic sanctions against Taiwanese exports to China. Meanwhile, Taiwan's main opposition party, the Kuomintang or KMT, favors closer economic ties with Beijing and has said the voters face a choice between war and peace. Its presidential candidate, Hou Yu-ih, says he will be able to engage in dialogue with China, which he says his opponent isn't capable of.
I abide by the Constitution of the Republic of China, uphold Taiwan's democratic and free system. I oppose one country, two systems, and I oppose Taiwan independence.
If the KMT wins, it will mean a relatively higher level of stability around the Taiwan Strait, but this may come at the expense of a slowdown of its relations with the U.S., which has been warming up in recent years. And this year, a third party called the Taiwan People's Party, or TPP, has also entered the race and stands somewhere in between the two dominant parties. The result of this week's election is expected to signal where U.S. China relations are headed, as Washington has been showing support for the self-governed island. A non-resident fellow at U.S. think tank the Atlantic Council, who's currently in Taiwan, says a change in relations between China and Taiwan from this election could affect how the U.S. and China manage their ties, as Taiwan is a crucial partner to Washington, both diplomatically and economically.
Taiwan is an indispensable partner to the U.S. broader regional Indo-Pacific strategy. And that's also, Taiwan is also being a major producer of leading cutting-edge technologies such as advanced semiconductor chips, for example. So if China-Taiwan relations warm up significantly, including warming up economic ties, that may create challenges in terms of how U.S. is strategically and economically de-risking and hedging against China.
With Washington ready to work with both Taipei and Beijing to avoid escalating tensions, regardless of which candidate wins, all eyes are now on how the outcome of the election will reshape global politics. Bae Eun-ji, Arirang News.